Welcome back to PrognoCIS EMR. In this video, we'll walk you through how to use patient notes, which lets you create and manage notes at a patient level. These notes are separate from the patient's medical record, but they can be categorized and tracked in a very organized way. You can access patient notes by clicking the patient notes icon, which appears in several places across the system. On the home page, it is available through the vertical ellipses beside the patient's name. On the encounter screen, you can find it at the upper right corner, and on the appointment schedule screen, it is located at the bottom right within the patient information menus. If a patient is already in focus, the notes open directly for that patient. However, if no patient is selected, the system will prompt you to search for a patient first. For example, when clicking the patient notes icon on the appointment schedule screen, a list of patients is displayed. If you search for Julie Abbott, her notes screen opens automatically. When the patient notes pop-up opens, you will see a category drop-down in the upper left corner. This list of categories is user-definable and can be configured under the patient notes category group type on the Group Types master screen. By default, the drop-down is set to all, but once categories are created, you can filter notes by a specific category. If no categories are defined, the system defaults to General. Each note displayed in the pop-up shows its category, its node, also referred to as the subcategory, and the date on which it was created. Patient notes are view-only and cannot be edited. The notes appear in a list, with the oldest displayed at the top. To change this order, you can use the sort icon, which opens the sort criteria pop-up. Here you can select from 3 fields, date created, category, or node, and set each to ascending or descending order. If multiple fields are chosen, the system sorts hierarchically, starting with a primary field, then applying the second, and so on. Once you click OK, the screen refreshes to display notes in that order. What's really useful is that each note acts as a conversation thread. That means you can add comments back and forth, almost like an online forum. So if there are multiple notes about the same topic, you can either keep them as separate threads or build on the same one, depending on your practice's workflow. To create a new note, click the New Note button. This opens a blank note window, which automatically defaults to the first category in alphabetical order. For instance, Attorney Inquiries. You may keep this selection or choose a different category. A subcategory can also be added in the node field, such as linking the note to a specific surgery like an appendectomy. The current date is automatically populated in the Date Created field. At this stage, the Print and Delete buttons remain disabled and only become active once the note is created. After typing and saving the note, the system records a date and timestamp along with the user's name. There is no character limit while entering the notes, and once saved, these notes cannot be modified. Closing the new note pop-up by clicking on Close button will return you to the patient note screen, where the new note is now visible. An action button is displayed at the top right of each note. Clicking this button opens an action pop-up, where you can add a comment, print the note, or delete the entire thread. To add a comment, type your text in the blank text box below the note and click Save to append the comment to the bottom of the thread. Printing is straightforward. Clicking Print opens the note details, including all comments, which can then be printed. If you choose to delete a note, clicking Delete prompts a confirmation pop-up asking, "Do you really want to delete this patient note?" Selecting OK permanently deletes the entire thread, and it will no longer appear in the patient notes pop-up. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or need more help, please reach out to the PrognoCIS support team at support@bismaticsinc.com.